Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers, geezers, and people alike. It's this week's Monkey Nut Bunch podcast, and for some reason, we've grown a fastidial tail. Hello, Nigel.
Well, I'll tell you what, this has just become 33% better.
True.
And more beardy, more manly, to be fair.
And we've got
Well,
Keith too.
2.5 men, 2.5% manly. I mean, you know.
My
Look,
beard
more than
makes up for it.
Keith, don't pick on the house elves, all right?
I'm sorry. What was it called in the books?
Dobby.
Not-
No.
Dobby.
The what was the thing that Hermione started up? The house elf liberation
Revolution or
what?
something. I don't know.
Spew.
Yeah.
I was
It's called
yeah.
Spew.
Yeah, one of
So-
you two gave me a bit of clothing, and so I'm free to do whatever I like.
This week we're going to be talking gaming. This episode should have been titled "Keith finally gets a PS5 after how long?" Followed by "We all bought Hogwarts Legacy and started playing." Because
I got it
Hogwarts.
day early. I got it day early.
I sound like I'm ahead of you,
No,
being
you're
a
not.
level 18.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've done the room of requirement.
I
I've
haven't
got
done the room
myself
of
a broom.
requirement, but I am a level 18.
I got
See
me a broom. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to the levels.
You guys are both ahead of me because I'm swapping with my son. So my son's playing it, and then letting him play, and then I'll play. I'll create a new character and I'm playing. So my plan was to do the whole questionnaire thing on the website and link it to
That didn't
the
work.
Portkey Games thing, and then just do that. And I did that, but then my son went, he wants to have that save. And so he's playing that, and then I created a new one. So he's a Gryffindor,
Right.
and then I started a new one and went, I'm Slytherin. So I've gone
Keith,
Slytherin.
what house are you?
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. Oh,
What are you?
Gryffindor.
Are you
It's
Hufflepuff?
Slytherin. No, he's Slytherin. Go ahead.
Slytherin. Apparently, there's extra bits of the game if you play as a Slytherin.
Really?
There's also some hidden bits if you play as Ravenclaw. They're the
Mm.
two houses that seem to have something extra with them. They're supposed to be like a dark arts dueling thing for the not dueling, but fighting monsters, like a cage match. So I picked Slytherin. Plus, whenever I play an RPG, I have a horrible habit of just stealing everything in the vicinity. So even if I did pick Gryffindor, it wouldn't match because that's what Slytherin. That's the shit that Slytherin pull all the time. Just nicking stuff everywhere.
Yeah, I'm walking into every single room going, "Ooh, purse.
What can I have?
Yoink. I
All
like
right.
that."
Before we start, I need to ask two questions. One, are you stroking all the cats that you find?
Yes.
You're
Yes.
not. Okay, you
Yeah,
are.
I am stroking the pussies.
Yeah.
I mean, cats.
All right. And the next one is when you got your wands, how long did you make them?
I actually made mine 10 inches.
You made your 10 inches.
Hang on.
I
Whoa.
I did elongate, but then I brought it back to him.
Are you not taking the piss here? Could you actually change the length of your wands?
Yes.
You can change the length of your wand.
Totally
When
didn't see that.
you went to Ollivander's,
He's got a small wand, boy.
I've
Not
got
by
a small
choice.
boy,
Not by choice.
But
not by choice.
I am stroking all the pussies.
It's what you do with it, Keith.
Every time I see one. You good pussy.
The other thing I'm doing is also spinning all the globes.
Yeah. I can't
Yes.
stop
Part of
doing that.
me is like kind of I need to stroke all the cats and spin all the globes because there's some trophy or some secret. I don't know if there is.
I'm reckoning.
but I'm
No
doing
clue.
it.
Every single room I'm going globe, globe.
Just in case.
Personally, I'm rather hoping that if I stroke enough pussies, I'll be king of the pussies.
You are king of the pussies, Keith. You're a pussy.
There's so much innuendo going on here. Demonetized.
I didn't say it.
Um,
It was all Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck's
Thank
turned
you.
up, so he's
Thank
turned
you.
the conversation.
Yes, this
I do
is
a lot of
let's quick say hello to Biffa, sorry, and how the hell do you do that? It's written
I don't
Nigel's
even-
back backwards.
And upside down.
and upside down.
That's very clever.
Yeah.
Hello.
I wouldn't have
It
the
is.
patience to do that, but he's done that.
Yeah.
So let's talk the start of the game, yeah, because you start the game off and you're already you're a 5th year and you're hanging out with Professor Fig, who I'm so suspicious of. I'm so suspicious of this guy. So one of the nice touches is you do your little port key thing and you find these hidden bits, and then you ride off in a carriage pulled by Thestrals. But because you haven't witnessed death, you don't see it. Yeah. When it bites onto whatever his name is in the carriage,
George.
the Ministry of thingy, George, the Ministry of Magic, I looked at that and went, did he apparate and save himself? And then it turned and cut back to the carriage, and then all of a sudden you can see the Thestrals.
I think I don't think it's witnessing death. It's being close to death. Like you.
No, because he turned around and looked at it as it happened.
Yeah, it's when you're very close to death. That's when you. It's like Harry Potter. He was close to death because they tried to abracadabra on him, and he, didn't.
No, it is. So, it's witnessing death
because
his
mum died. That's why.
Luna.
Is that what Luna said?
Yeah.
He witnessed his mum die, and she witnessed her mum die, and that's why.
Oh, I just thought it was because it was, you've scraped, you've just got away with it, sort of thing, and I like that touch as well.
I just one of those things I was just playing. I was like, oh, that's really good. I like that.
It was a good little touch.
And then it's like you find the dish. What's the dish called? Pensive.
Yeah.
You find the pensive with him in the hidden ancient like castle-y thing that's like hidden in time or out of space or whatever. And it was quite interesting to find that because there was always things that like Hogwarts and the Ministry of Magic were all built around certain artifacts. So the archway in Order of the Phoenix was all done, and the other one is I have to do. Oh, well, hang on a second. What's you call it? The archway for the Ministry of Magic built around, and Hogwarts was built around the pensive. So it's interesting. Your guy can see ancient magic, and then you turn up and do the sorting hat, and we all picked our houses because it was obvious what the houses were when it came up. It said, "Do you want to explore the castle or go to classes?" Everyone said, "Explore the castle because the castle's cool." And then it was like kind of, "Do you want to be brave, Gryffindor, loyal, Hufflepuff, intelligent, Ravenclaw, or ambitious, Slytherin?" And it was like, "On Slytherin, so I'm going ambitious." Which is cool.
Yeah, I did like the fact that you weren't tied in with whatever the sorting hat decided. It could have been a random generator, couldn't it? But I did like the fact that you could choose, and it gives you. I think they do that as well to allow you to have a second save. It's unfortunate that you have to get to that port and past that point before you can make a second save, though. I was kind of hoping that at the start, when you click start, you go, new save, and then away you go. But it makes you go all the way through to that point. That's my only niggle with it because I had to.
I got a lot of niggles, but
let's hear some of your niggles, Keith.
Okay, I don't think this is a bug. I think this is on purpose. When you went to the Three Broomsticks and the barmaid, and I say the barmaid because it looks like a barmaid, right? Start speaking. It's a dude in a dress, right?
It's a transgender person.
Yeah, right. Okay, so all this nonsense about this game being so fucking all the controversy around the game because of Jake. It's the wokest fucking thing I've played in a long time.
Oh, dude, it's the most. Yeah, it is.
I've got a lot of criticism, but that just keeps taking me out of the game because why didn't you just set the game after Harry Potter? Why is it set in the 1800s with modern vernacular and a lot of diversity? If you wanted to have a diverse game, and I'm not knocking that, why did you set it in the 1800s? Because news for you, England wasn't very diverse in the 1800s.
Yeah, nor were wizards, mate. Wizards weren't diverse in the 1800s. No, I'm kidding. Wizards.
I get the foreign exchange student.
Yeah,
the one in
from Uganda.
What is her name? Natty.
Natty.
I can't remember her name, but her nickname's Natty.
Yeah.
But I get Natty because her mum came over from, oh my God, I can't remember the African school to be there.
I can't remember the name of the school over there. Built into a cliffside, she said.
that made sense. Yeah, that is contextually correct, but it does seem a bit. Yeah, it is very. It's ticking those diversity boxes.
It's ticking so many boxes, but then you've got the charms teacher who, no offense, is a bit like a dodgy Egyptian second-hand car.
No, I don't mind that either.
So,
he comes across
I don't mind it, except it's set supposedly when it sets, and it takes me out. We got gay marriage. I'm sorry, gay marriage in the 1800s. Really?
Yeah,
the woman by the lake. You're talking about the lesbian by the lake. The
lesbian by. And the thing is,
that sounds like an Arthurian legend.
You know,
lesbian by the lake.
Who's Navinda? No one knew that name in the 1800s. It's just okay. I get it. You want a diverse game. I completely understand that. I'm not going to knock that. Set it after Harry Potter, right?
If I'm thinking outside the box here, Keith, the fact that this is set in the wizarding world, and the fact that they're used to seeing all sorts of weird and wonderful things, I would imagine these aren't too out of there.
But they also have their pure blood mentality.
Yeah, of course, because that comes from.
Who's come across Gareth Weasley yet?
Oh,
I wasn't going to mention.
I'm sure I've seen that name somewhere.
Class.
I wasn't going to mention
that.
Potions
class.
Yeah, I knew you were going to like that. I knew you were going to like that. Okay, and my next big criticism is the design of the castle, right? If you've been into the Grand Hall, it's too small, and it's got corridors at the back. What the fuck is with this central corridor thing that looks like the Natural History Museum, not Hogwarts, right? They've changed the look of the grand staircase and now made it a spiral, right? Not like the movies. The Grand Hall is way too short. Now, all three of us have stood in a version of the Grand Hall. I think we've all done the studio tour, right?
Yeah,
and you guys have done. I don't know if they've got a Grand Hall at the Universal Studios or one, but the Grand Hall in Watford is big. The Grand Hall in this game is a bit rubbish, and it has corridors at the back. And I don't. There's lots of parts of the school that just do not look or feel like the school at all.
Right, Keith. This is your the continuity between the second and the third film don't match. There was no continuity in the first and second film.
Yes, there was.
There was no continuity. No,
yes, there was, because they were shot back.
Why would you put a Whomping Willow on your bloody doorstep?
I know.
Why would the Dark Forest literally be at the end of the
and that's
field?
another thing. The forest doesn't look like a dark forest. The Forbidden Forest feels a bit. Look, I'm enjoying the game more than I did when I started. I think the game was really slow to start, and now that I've got a broom and I've got a few spells, I'm enjoying it. But this game does nothing new. All it is a very generic RPG with a Harry Potter skin.
I'm happy with that. To be fair, I don't mind that.
I love flying around the castle. When I'm flying around the castle, it looks amazing, right? That's really cool. There's details missing, but that can be forgiven. I love flying around the castle. When I flew over the island where Dumbledore was buried at night, that just looks amazing on my TV. It's kind of awesome. There are lots of interiors of the castle that are very, very wrong and do not feel like Hogwarts of the books or Hogwarts of the films. One thing that is kind of cool is when you go into the kitchens under the Grand Hall. That's a nice little book reference, which I enjoyed. And Peeves is cool, floating around.
Peeves, yeah. Why is Peeves in colour?
Yeah. I don't know why Peeves is in colour, because in the film...
Because Peeves are white and grey. And Peeves is...
Peeves is a poltergeist. In the books, don't you remember? Peeves is a poltergeist.
Yeah, but it didn't describe him in colour. I can't remember anything.
No, he's not described as a ghost. He's described as a poltergeist, which in Harry Potter world is different. And he's always described as wearing colourful things. In the books, he is as well.
I cannot remember that.
I can't remember him in the film.
He wasn't in the film. He was going to be played, and it was shot, and you can see some deleted scenes somewhere. Rick Mayall was going to play Peeves, and they even shot it for the first film and then cut Peeves out, which is a real shame.
Oh, they cut him out, right?
Rick Mayall would have been so good as Peeves.
Oh yeah.
Peeves,
yeah.
But I don't know. It's really clunky. The cut scenes when they're talking, it's only ever one camera angle, and it doesn't lip sync. The lip sync, it's not lip syncing with the thing, and all of the freaking professors. I kind of like the potions guy is interesting. I agree with you about Fig. I really can't stand the plant woman.
Garlic.
Yeah, gosh, she just annoys me. She irritates me straight away.
What garlic?
I'm not a big fan of Professor. I'm not a big fan of Professor Weasley either. I don't know. They just annoy me. I don't quite understand why they didn't set this in the time of Harry Potter or after it, so we had some references.
Maybe licensing, maybe having the full licensing for that time period costs more than if they said, "Oh, well, we'll do an offshoot. It will cost us less in licensing." I don't know.
Have any of you listened to the female character voice?
No.
Only at creation.
Because you have the male character voice and the female character voice, and the male character voice sounds like an off-brand Daniel Radcliffe, and
yeah, but you
the
can
female
change
voice sounds like an off-brand Emma Watson.
But you can change the pitch, can't you?
Yeah,
which I thought was kind of clever.
Can you
change the pitch?
Oh,
yes,
but it's an AI change. It's not actually somebody speaking. It's sometimes it's got this strange reverb to it. I wasn't keen, so I just went straight down the middle because I knew otherwise it would annoy me a little bit.
Yeah,
it's bits like when you're walking from the school to Hogsmeade, and it just feels like Assassin's Creed. You know, the way those NPCs behave and the talking, and that takes me out of the magic, if you know what I mean. And I don't know. There's a lot wrong with it.
See, the thing is, it's I described this as it's an RPG just under the kind of Mass Effect game, if that makes any sense. It's simplified a bit below what you get from like Mass Effect. So it's more, it's leaning more towards the kind of Zelda adventure thing, because you don't have your stats where you're sitting there and you're modifying your stats. You do have your gear and you can upgrade things, but the upgrade things literally just upgrade it the once. So it's like I've upgraded my fire spells and whatnot. I'm enjoying it. The best up until this point, the best Harry Potter or Hogwarts or Harry Potter universe game was the Chamber of Secrets on the PS2. That was the best one. What I also find really annoying is they didn't do Quidditch.
Yeah,
you banned
because
it
comes in, you come in and it's like kind of, hey, you've been sorted into your house. Good news, bad news. Good news, welcome to Hogwarts. Bad news, no Quidditch this year because the programmers couldn't get it fucking working.
and the headmaster is the only notable character from the crossover character, although he wasn't in the films. He's in the books, or he's briefly mentioned in the films.
He's mentioned when they talk about the tapestry.
Yeah,
I think it's just when they're at Privet Drive, isn't it? Because he's black.
Not Privet Drive. The other one. You're thinking.
Oh, not Privet Drive. No,
where the Order of the Phoenix is.
Order of Phoenix.
Place.
Yeah.
Grimmauld Place.
Grimmauld Place. Because he's one of those pictures, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes. And in the novels, he's mentioned a lot more. But look, I've got the broom, and I'm enjoying it a bit more now that I've got the broom. It really took a long time to get into. I've played role-playing games. I don't know. This just feels kind of like it doesn't feel like it's doing anything new. I keep getting sort of like Assassin's Creed vibes from the NPCs, and it just the look when you're walking up to Hogsmeade just doesn't feel right.
No, there's I think when you talk about that look, that's you. That's your internal kind of. You've got that bias against the bloody films.
No, there are aspects that they changed that bug me in the continuity, but the way the school looked, although it got darker throughout the films, the school still kept the same sort of look internally. You walk into this thing, you've got classical music playing, and it's not like magical music. It's classical music that has nothing to do with the magical world. Why are they playing da 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 da? You know, that has nothing to do. Even in the books, like that's Muggle music. Why are they fucking playing Muggle music in something that looks like a National History Museum with a fucking dinosaur bones in the middle?
The only time I've heard, Keith, the only time I've heard classical music being playing is when I'm going past magical instruments playing in a corner.
But it's Yes, but Nige, it's playing.
hang on, they do have it in the
Muggle
no,
music.
It's not
common
playing
room.
I hear the music itself isn't the music from the films that we're used to.
No, it's a
slightly
classical piece of
different.
music by. Is it Rivardi? It's a classical piece of music, Nige. It's like a
Why?
proper
Right, hang on a
license.
sec. Why does that bother
Yeah.
you so much?
Because it's not. Because I know the music, Gareth. It's Muggle music. That's what bothers me.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It
They've
is
got
because
brooms.
it's not
Muggles use
magic.
brooms.
It's not bullshit. It's
Are
not,
you
don't
saying
have
they
Muggle
don't
music.
listen?
No.
Wizards do
reference
not
that in the
listen
books.
to.
Yeah, they reference that in the books, that they have their own music and all sorts of things. They have like their own pop bands. I mean, when you had the ball, they had like their own they have their own pop music. The worlds
That was
are
pulp.
separate.
Everyone knows that was pulp.
In the movies, but in the books it's mentioned. Yeah, look, I think the school doesn't look like the school is not identifiable with the movies even, Gareth. That's the problem. It doesn't even have continuity with the movies.
Oh, it does have a level of continuity with the movies.
Okay, the dark arts.
Courtyard.
Yes, yep. The dark arts classroom looks like the dark arts classroom. Charms looks like the charms. I like the fact the astronomy tower, when you're up there, looks like the astronomy tower from the movie.
And you've got the hidden bit underneath.
Yes. You. I was just there, so you're absolutely right. But the grand hall does not. The grand hall is way too short. Like way too short. What the fuck is going on with it? It's like, I might have short wand syndrome, but the bloody grand hall is tiny. And I've been in that room. I've literally been in that room,
Keith. We've all been in that room, Keith. We've all got pictures.
And there's no corridors at the back. You've got the door, and then there's no corridors at the.
There are corridors at the back. No. It leads down to the trophy room.
No, I'm talking. Sorry, I mean the front. Then, as you come into the grand hall, right in the game, we've got corridors that run round the back there.
Okay.
At where Dumbledore does his speech and everything. Yes, you're right. Except the trophy room is not there.
I haven't yet been in there, apart from the sorting ceremony.
I've explored the whole fucking castle. I've been everywhere I can get.
I haven't been everywhere because what I've been doing is I wander around and it's like kind of, hello, can you help me find my gobstones? And I'm like,
yeah, that's what
darling,
I've been doing.
I'll help you find your gobstone. And it's just, and then it was, because you go up high. I went, I need a broom before I do it, and then I just realized I had the Accio.
I've been Accio in everything.
Yeah,
You've been
dude, I've been getting into right. I didn't realize I had like 18 points to level my character up with for spells and whatnot, yeah. And I got into some fights with some spiders in the dark forest, and I managed to beat them, but I kept on getting this little prompt at the bottom of the screen: level up your gear, level up your spells. And I'm like, well, I've put the best gear on that I've got, and then I realized when I got to the end of it, I could have leveled up the whole thing, which got my tits something wrong.
I had to sell one of my bits of gear just so I could afford to buy the broom. I take it if you've got your broom, you've done the finding the pages thing where you have to fucking kill a shitload of spiders.
So, when you said this pages, are you talking about the one in the dark forest with the ghost?
Yeah. I fucking hate that level. I hate that level. The spiders are horrible.
Dude, just all you have to do, pull them towards you and then set them on fire. All you have to do. Literally,
but the big you can't do that with the big ones. You can't do that.
With the two purple ones.
Could have done with the Confindo fucking charm or spell before I went down there. That would have been a bit more useful.
I'm still after Aloe Amora. That's the one I'm missing.
Yes, and I can't see that in the list. It's not in the list because I was looking for that. I'm like, where's Aloe Amora? It's like one of the obvious ones, and it's just not in that list. You can see which ones to unlock, and I couldn't find it.
What does that do? Does that open locks?
Unlock
opens up the padlocks. Because you need the invisibility to the eye chests.
You can definitely do it because there is loads of locks everywhere. And I've seen actually, you get the list on the right hand side when you're changing your spells in and out. There's a little square on the left hand side, and there's a couple down there. It might be one of those, which is one of those automatic ones. So when you get that, when you do get it, you just walk up to a lock and click the button. And
I know it has 2 levels. It definitely has 2 levels because I found 2 levels worth of locks on it.
Yeah.
Have you managed to sort out the arithmancy puzzles?
No, where is the key to that? Because there's obviously a key somewhere.
All right,
Mate,
it's really
and-
easy. You look at the symbols. Starts at 0. Next one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They just got to add up
So if you've got 10 in the middle of the triangle,
in the middle. It's
So you
got
got
3
10.
and a symbol of a hydra. So that's 3 plus 3 because the hydra's 3. That leaves you 4. So you have to find the one that equals 4. Thank you, Nigel. Sorry, I kind of run roughshod over you there.
yeah, no, it's
yeah.
exactly that. So you just got, and then you do the top one. So it's a 4. So you go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then whatever that is, and then you click the button for the first question mark for number 4. Then you do the second one in exactly the same fashion, and then match the symbol with whatever number, and then it just go walk up to the door, hit open, door opens.
What's behind it?
Chests.
Chests, good stuff.
Yeah.
Loot.
I
have
went.
to keep selling my gear because I've not got enough space.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Inventory management. Oh, it's not enough. Anyway, it's too much stuff to have. And yeah, you can get sometimes there's 2 chests, and there was one which I opened, and then behind that there was a couple of chests, and I went round a corner up into another room, and there was another 2 of these doors to open. So I was only level 3 or 4 at the time, and I just got a load of stuff before I even went to Hogsmeade. So
I bloody did the butterfly puzzles. I hate the butterfly puzzles.
Oh, the
like,
flying.
Here's a picture of where the butterfly is.
Yeah.
So you go up to the butterfly puzzle, you go Lumos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it shows you where the butterfly is, or the moth, sorry. You then go into the corridor, you go Lumos and trap the moth, and then you have to guide it back to the thingy and cast Lumos again to get the page.
And if you accidentally push a button or climb over something, you lose it, and the thing goes back, so you have to walk. That's what I've had.
There is a good feature on it, which I found during combat, which I don't like, but makes sense. Is when you run out of juice, magic juice, yeah, because I did this when you're fighting spiders. The trigger pulls back, so you can't pull the trigger. So when you're playing it on the PS5, because it's got those reactive triggers, you go to touch it, but the trigger's pulled back, so you can't do it because you've got no juice. So it won't let you fire a magic spell. I'm like, oh, come on. And then I'm like rolling around.
Not the normal one. So when you pull
the right trigger at the bottom, the right 2. Yeah. So as you're casting it, if you run out of power, so if you run out of power, the trigger comes back, so you can't pull the trigger. It's I like it and I hate it all at the same time too. It's like that's a good touch.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't want it.
That's actually a feature that's using the controller for once.
Yeah. You can switch on motion flying with the broom if you want when you get the broom. I've inverted the control.
If I sneeze, I'd crash that broom into something.
I've inverted the control. I mean the control. The minute I got in, it was throwing me because I'm in flight fucking sim mode, and of course I press down, it goes up. I'm like, what? No. What?
Do you know the weird thing? Do you know the weird thing is when I play a flying game, I have to have the controls inverted. If I play a space game, I have to have it regular. Really weird.
I inverted the control on it, and it works nicely now. I think part of the problem with my issue with the game is also that it's made for every single console, so it's got loads of there are a lot of glitches in it. And I'm sorry.
Right, so hang on a second. You had yours early, didn't you?
Yes.
So you didn't have to go through the day 1 30 and then 24 gig patch.
Nope. I just downloaded it.
Hang on a second. That's where the fucking glitches were. They probably removed all those glitches. Check for an update. Because I put it on. I got back from work. I plugged it in, and I went, "Oh dear, day 1 patch, great fun." I loved it. Everyone loved the day 1 patch. So I let the patch run for 32 gigs, and then I did it again, and it went, "No, I got a 24 gig one now." And I'm like,
I installed mine, and it didn't update. And I did check for updates, and it went, "Yeah, no, you're up to date." I thought, okay, it's a bit strange, but okay.
Does it not automatically download updates, or is that another fucking?
You have to tell it.
It possibly was doing the download as it was installing because I had to wait.
Yeah,
and I now have actual fiber to the house broadband. Finally here, arrived this last week, and so it's really quick. So I've gone for 1 gig. So it's it was probably downloading it as I was waiting for it to install. Maybe that's why I didn't have an update after it was finished.
I'll have a look in a minute.
Shall we go into the controversy?
Well, I mean, yeah, go into it, because I mean, the free broomsticks thing still bugs me.
Right. So
I didn't give a damn about that, to be honest.
I got annoyed because it felt really out of. If Keith's right, if it would have been after Harry Potter, I probably wouldn't have blinked at it at all. But because it's that in the 1800s, I'm just going.
I'd always
Well, I thought it was a glitch in the game. At first, I genuinely thought it was a glitch in the game. I thought, this is just another glitch where they got. And then I went, oh shit, this is intentional.
I thought they'd modulated the voice a little bit wrong.
No, it was.
And then I realised what it was that they were doing. But I've always thought that the Wizarding World in the Harry Potter universe, I've always thought the Wizarding World was leaps ahead.
No, it always gave me the impression that it was always behind. That's why they had the crappy car in the second film. That's why they've got all the kind of Victorian era stuff, because they're behind when it comes to this sort of.
That's because I always thought that was because they just don't want to use Muggle equipment.
Okay,
so they don't.
When she first wrote the books, right? It doesn't matter what she says. She never intended Dumbledore to be gay, and she certainly didn't intend Hermione to be black. She approved those sketches, no matter what she says. And then she made Dumbledore gay to thing.
Right, let's just pause on Dumbledore gay. All right. Now, I can appreciate it's a fact, like kind of. Now, when you were younger and you've got a teacher, and then when you grow up, and it's like, they were gay, by the way. You go, oh, really? That's what I felt like the Dumbledore gay thing was. It was like, oh, he was gay. Oh, I never knew. Oh, that makes sense, because I expect him to be banging McGonagall.
To be honest with you, I don't care.
No, I don't care,
because it didn't matter to the story, and they didn't introduce it.
It didn't detract from the story. It was crap virtue signaling. That's, I think, it was the big thing. And then because JK has the impression, the audacity to believe that a woman is a woman, and women might need women's spaces, which I don't disagree with, but I don't like the way she fucking goes around it. She is Queen of Turf Island, according to the internet. And if you play the game, somehow the dark magic for that game creeps out into the real world and hurts transgender people.
I mean,
the fucking transgender community.
Nigel, I used to read Wired magazine. Nigel sent us this article yesterday.
Oh, yes.
I mean, what? I mean, it's not even trying to hide it.
Do you know the good thing about the Twitter feed? Wired had said, "Oh, we've got a new article and a review of Hogwarts."
Everybody,
every single person in that feed binned it. It was like, this person has simply watched a trailer of the game and then written whatever the fuck they wanted to trash the game, which is it just means the publication Wired.com can no longer be treated as a serious publication for anything, because you can't trust it. You simply cannot. You can't trust its reviews for anything. And I saw somebody actually posted a video of his thoughts on this review, and he broke it down to the point where he looked at the person who wrote it and the previous articles that they had written. At no point ever had they written any sort of gaming review until this one.
They've written sex toy reviews, apparently.
Sex toy reviews, coffee reviews, and that's it. And then they've gone all in on this.
They don't know much about coffee either.
No. And it's, I mean, right, okay, let's stop right there. The very first line, yikes, y'all. Somebody has written an article starting with that. You are not. You are not a professional journalist if you're starting an article. You're not even a hobby journalist if you're starting an article with something which you would exclaim if you lived in a certain part of America, and you would exclaim that if something had just happened. You go, "Oh, yikes!" You know, you don't start an article with that. That's ridiculous. I have an issue with the way they've written it. They've not shown any kind of inclination that they know anything about the game, and they've just gone, I need to mention the game, which they do twice actually, and just go all in on my hatred for a certain person and to try and derail any sales and stuff.
I to this point do not understand this hatred towards J.K. Rowling. I do not understand it. I mean, she hasn't said anything that bad.
No, she hasn't. She still supports the transgender community. But
I do not understand this. I do not understand this hatred. I do not understand where this is coming from. Where are these few transgender people that seem to have so much fucking power? I don't get it. Just
it's
not.
Come after me. It's not transgender people, because apparently I bet you if I go through like the transgender community, I would find people who are playing this game and enjoying it, and maybe they won't bitch so much about the layout of the castle, Keith.
And also the character creation. You can have a boy with a girl's voice,
yeah,
and then
it's
female feature and vice versa. They did not limit it at all in the character creation either, so it's all inclusive.
There was a guy called Troy Levitt who was he was a Hogwarts design for the castle and trying to sort out the missions and bits for there, and he had to leave because when he had a YouTube channel before he started working on Hogwarts, and he just turned around and was like, remember Gamergate? They were like, they've got some points. You know, you should be, fair and honest when you do your reviews and not have a bias and give a game that's functional. If you were to give it a bad review, you should give it a 5. Yeah, because we know a 1, your bias shows. 5, then maybe you've knocked it down a few pegs. It's
honestly,
I hate this shit.
I feel that the people who run Wired, the publication, should take a look at whatever they've written and gone, we can't trust you to do anything.
There's no editorial.
Well, it's not.
There is zero editorial.
No. The editor had to authorize it and put it across so the person could get paid. So someone said yes.
Someone has said yes.
Oh no, I'm saying that, but that in my opinion, that means that there is no one doing real editing. There is zero editing. There's somebody that calls themselves an editor, but clearly they don't understand their job because they've applied that, which means that now Wired has no credibility. And it's like all more and more media outlets. I don't think the BBC has much credibility left. Their bias shows all the time. It's subtle, but it's there all the time.
Apparently in the BBC, they think they lean too far right. Go figure.
Go on.
Yeah, this Troy Levitt person who was bullied off of it. You've now got these things here, and then there was another incident, and this is where the limited run games thing comes in. We had what do you call it? There was a woman who was brandished transphobe because she liked a tweet. So a woman was, how can I put it? Cara Lynn was fired from limited run games after an activist, Purple Tinker, accused her of following transphobic accounts and threatened a boycott. Now, this Purple Tinker, is the founder of a thing called BronyCon. Just can't take him seriously. Yeah, a woman was fired for following conservative accounts on Twitter. It was annoying. They literally limited run games to everyone went and just fucking fired her instead of like suspending her and checking, which is the right thing.
Is it an American company?
Check.
Is it an American company?
Yeah, limited run games is an American company.
There you go. Because that shit wouldn't fly in the UK. Even now, you wouldn't be able to get away with that. And the tribunal would have gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This
But
is the problem with
it
America.
does-
They've got zero fucking employment laws in that country.
Well, it depends what
It-
state you're in. It's a state
Well,
by state basis thing.
It's mad.
It's one of those things.
But look, I sent you guys a message saying I was a bit meh about it. I'm a little less meh about it now. But then I switched back to like Miles Morales, which, by the way, Nigel, I got the free upgrade for that. So I don't know. I wasn't aware of it, but I got a free upgrade to PS5 on that.
Yeah. You
Oh
do.
my god! Oh my god! How well? Once I figured out a few things, oh my god, how good does it look?
If you played Spider-Man on the PS4 and you use the subway to go from place to place, you just know how long it takes to load. You go and play the PS5 version of Spider-Man, or it is instantaneous, and that's, and also to get into the game from the PlayStation desktop, you click the button to play the game.
Activity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even a few seconds you're in.
Yeah, it's lightning fast. I mean, okay, the one right, gone are the days when you could just plug your fucking console into a TV and start playing. Oh no. Now you have to make sure you're plugged into the right HDMI port, the right one, not the wrong one, or game mode doesn't anything. Then you have to make sure that 120 hertz is fucking enabled on your TV. Then you have to make sure it's enabled on the fucking PS console. What the fuck?
Sounds like a you problem.
That sounds like you problem. I plugged it in. I got auto games mode. I've even got games mode on my old TV up on the wall here.
Plugged it into the right HDMI port, because on the Samsung TV, one of the ports it's enabled on, the other one not so much.
I've got an LG
on my
TV.
It's on both.
I've got the same TV.
I've got two well, I've got three on the back. I've got one for my PlayStation, one for my Xbox, and then the Sky is in the other. So they've all got it available if I need it.
Apparently with some Samsung TVs, I've got the Series 5 one. It was the cheaper end one, but you had to plug it into the right one that has it. On Sony Bravia TVs, it's the same apparently. Anyway,
Sony you would expect it to be on all the HDMI.
I've got game mode working, and once I enabled all the settings. Right, you see, that was the other thing with Harry Potter. If you set presets in your PlayStation menu, so if you say game default, switch it to say performance mode rather than resolution mode. No matter how many times you turn on ray tracing in Harry Potter, it switches off immediately. Because it overrides whatever game's default you set, it overrides the game.
Yeah, I think I didn't touch any of that.
No, it doesn't do that with Spider-Man, but it does it with Harry Potter. That annoyed the fuck out of me until I figured it out.
I'll tell another thing also. I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima recently. You know how fast it is to load in miles. If I want to fast travel from one point of a map to, say, another continent or somewhere else on the map, it is literally instantaneous for me to fast travel. My issue with Hogwarts Legacy, it is not. It takes a while to load. And also the map I find is a little bit fiddly. I'm going, I need to go to this person here, and they're near this green dot. And I zoom right in and go, oh, that's 2 floors up. Oh, fuck. Okay, right. Moving it around. And it's quite fiddly.
The display's not so great on it.
Yeah, I think that just needs a little bit of work to make it a little bit easier to navigate to.
I agree with you completely. But your call on Spider-Man, by God, does it look so good? I switched it on to the fucking max. And I'm just going, God, this is glorious.
If my thing, because I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima, I've got platinum on that. By the way, it looks gorgeous. It is immensely good. The way it plays and things like that, it does remind me a little bit of the way this Hogwarts game plays. Similar in the way, like, you can parry and block and all that sort of thing, and different skills. But you got better ways of using different skills, and that's what I like on Ghost of Tsushima. I'm hoping that I can unlock later on I can unlock to be the use of additional spells in combat rather than having to switch them out and go to the
you
menu switch. And
There's
you
an
can
update. There's
buy-
an upgrade for that.
I'm
You can
hoping
you
so.
can get an update for that. An
I'm
upgrade for
hoping
it.
so.
on Hogwarts, I've got 3 different panels that I can switch between. It's quite easy to do it.
Oh, that's what I'm
So,
hoping comes in
You can
because
buy. Oh, you get those in the skill points thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not. I've literally just got back from the Hogsmeade. That's what it's called, isn't it?
Yeah. So I've got all of my transfiguration shit on one panel at the moment because I got like 3 spells while I was in the room of the room of requirement. So I just put them on their own panel. So go on. What did I say?
I thought you were going to say in the room of transgender.
Well, it feels like it.
Let's do my transgender spells.
My
Oh,
transgender
God.
spells. But it was no, you do have that. You do have that on there. But it's like you can tell that this game is cross-platform, whereas Spider-Man was, Miles Morales was obviously, whilst you can get it on the PS4, that game was written with the PS5 in mind, and it is fucking beautiful. I mean, swinging through New York with ray tracing on. Oh god. I mean, it's like I've waited for this fucking console for 2 years to see what this game really looks like, and yeah, it looked fucking glorious.
It is good. That's the game I bought. I bought Miles Morales with the console, and I did not regret it at all.
I got a free PS5 upgrade for Fallen Order as well, right? So I downloaded that and I thought this looks pretty good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's kind of a Harry Potter level, but it looks really good, right? And I can carry my save games across. So I was sort of fucking about on the last level again with it, and this looks good. Survivor is written fucking next gen. I mean, it's amped my excitement for that even more. Because I'm looking at Fallen Order going, this, if Survivor looked like this, it'd be pretty good. Well, Survivor's meant to be like way better than Fallen Order in terms of graphics. So
apparently, so I'm gonna wait a little bit for that one. I'm gonna see.
I'm day one. I've fucking pre-ordered it.
The thing is, I know if I haven't completed Hogwarts by the time that comes out, then I'll buy it and it would just be sat on a shelf. So I might as well just wait.
You got
see if it comes down.
Months. You've got 2 months now because I ordered my PS5 because I said to Gav, I'm ordering a PS5 by March. I don't care if I have to pay fucking scalping price. I will order a PS5 because I'm not missing out on that game because I don't want some fucker on the internet spoiling it for me, right? So and then I ordered my PS5. I was like, oh, I didn't spend as much money on holiday. Awesome. I've got a little bit left over. I'm going to get myself a PS5. I'm going to get myself order the PS5 next day. Jedi Survivor delayed by a month. You bastards! You bastards!
Yeah.
But do you know what I downloaded the other? Because I got myself PS Plus, the full fucking whack premium platinum, whatever they fucking called it, top level one. BioShock's in that library. Love BioShock. I've downloaded that. That's kind of
that
cool.
library ends mid-May.
I know.
Just make sure you add them all into your library.
I downloaded The Last of Us. I downloaded BioShock. There were a few games on there I just will never play, but I downloaded a few. But I was like, oh shit, I'm going to have to do the SSD.
I did. Now. Yeah, I know. I just added all of them to my library. I may not play them all, but they're in my library. Even when they remove that PS Plus thing,
they don't remove the games.
They won't remove the games from your account, so you'll still have access.
I know. So I've gone through the games. I'm going through the games, but I'm thinking, oh shit, now I have to do an SSD upgrade. So I'll probably have to wait until next month to get one. I found the one that you sent is a little bit pricey here, but there's another one. The Samsung one, a lot of people are saying is really good as well. And it's faster than that black one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fast. It's 7,000 something. Yeah, it's ridiculously fast.
Yeah. This one was recommended for
yeah,
PS5.
Your one was recommended, and now PlayStation actually do a branded version of that, if that makes sense. It still says WD Black on it, but it's in PlayStation packaging. There's one, it's Seagate. The Seagate one, I think, is recommended as well, and it's faster than that one.
Yeah.
And for some reason, you're playing a premium on the one that you recommended here, and not the Seagate one. So I thought, oh, fuck it, I'll get the Seagate one.
Just get out. I think I don't know the size limit. I think it might be 2 gigabyte size, but
it's a I'm buying a terabyte. That'll be enough. I'm not going to download shitloads of games out of that library, but BioShock, and I suppose I have to play The Last of Us just to get what everybody's banging on about the TV series. So I suppose I need to watch the game.
I've played The Last of Us. Obviously, I got the remastered with the collection.
That's the one,
that you get.
Yeah.
However, I do have that already for the PS4, and I had played it. I played about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and then another game came along and took my attention. But I am planning to go back to it. But what I did notice that they did stay true to the game from the start with the way it broke, and they added a bit of context, and from what I could tell, they stayed true to the story. The actors and actresses not quite, the same, but I've had my peace with that.
Right. So The Last of Us TV show, I watched the first episode and I watched the first 3/4 of it, and then I kind of lost interest. And I blame The Walking Dead. Because seriously, I do. I blame The Walking Dead.
No, I know what you're going to say.
Because I figure out why I'm not so fucking interested in it. When I love The Last of Us, that first game, I loved that story. That was a great story. It was a story of two people, someone naive and someone old and crotchety, coming together and softening and shaping each other to make themselves better people. That's what it really was at the end. And then you've got the whole thing with the father getting revenge for what happened to his daughter at the beginning. All these things that kind of happen in it. And I started watching it, and the Joel character in The Last of Us is someone that will keep you alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He is the guy who's going to carry you across the finish line. And then I saw Pedro Pascal, passive as fuck. And that's when I just went, no, I can't do this. I've seen this before. I've watched Walking Dead where it's like, you should be doing this and you're not doing this. And that was one of the things I liked in The Last of Us, is there were bits where they went through and they did it. So like, there's the Bill character in the Last of Us TV series. They turned it into a fucking gay love story. In the game, Bill's other half, he was gay, but his other half hated him. He hated being trapped in that fucking town with him, and he went off. And it was like, kind of, fine. If I die, I die. You know what? I die, and I just want to make you understand the following: I hate you. Yeah, I would rather die. And that was his last note to Bill. Yeah. No, they turned it into a gay love story. It was more interesting the other way around. Yeah, because what it showed there were two people. Yeah, one was the curmudgeon like Joel. Yeah, and one was the person who was a bit naive. Yeah, like Ellie. Yeah, and then this is what happened if they stay together for too long. Yeah, this is like a warning sign, because they were meeting groups of people who were telling stories about them. I don't think Neil Druckmann is the genius writer that he thinks he is. I think whoever helped him was that genius writer.
Did you see the news that there's going to be a Last of Us Part 3, and it's going to be they've started work on it, and the rumor is it's going to be, I can't believe they're actually fucking talking about this, because I find it annoying. They're talking about it being a PS6 title. Yep. There is genuinely a lot of people talking about it being a PS6 title. So apparently it's going to take 3 or 4 years to develop. That's pissed me off. Don't talk about PS6. I've just bought PS5.
2 years it's been out, kid.
Shut up. It's only just come down in price here. Sensible prices where it's available. It has only become ready available here.
Well, I think
last month.
In between Last of Us 1 game and Last of Us 2 game, there's about 5 years. So the TV series, they've got this gap, which if this TV series takes you up to the end of the first game, which I'm not sure if it will, maybe it will, you've got this gap that they can do whatever they want with, haven't they? Which they could do anything really in that time period before getting to Last of Us number 2.
I'm surprised that they're going for a part 3.
I am. I thought it done.
Yeah, I think people are so. I mean, the TV series, despite what, and I haven't watched it, I just know that it's doing reasonably well. and it has, I believe, got a season 2.
Right.
Go on.
Can I just put something? Does Bella Ramsey look like a mutant?
Yeah.
Yes.
She looks like she's had a face shrunk. I'm sorry.
Her eyes look too big for her head.
I find her quite annoying. I found her a bit annoying in Game of Thrones, and I find her annoying in this. I don't know. There's something just irritating. Look, it's a personal preference thing. Yeah. Seriously, they are talking about a PS6.
Anyway, I just want to, because this is something that Bill for put in, and I've got the answer. It goes like this. Yeah, the Last of Us TV series isn't respecting the source material, but it's following the source material.
Yeah, I think there's little changes here and there that they're making, but obviously,
no, there were some big ones. The last episode featured something that wasn't even part of the game.
I don't think I've seen the last one, unless was that this weekend.
And the other, and The Last of Us. Sorry, Bill Bifford saying The Last of Us 2 was poorly done, and the TV series is doomed. Abby smash.
Well, that's why I'm thinking maybe, unless he does, I don't think he will go. Season 2 is The Last of Us 2. I think they've got that 5-year gap that they might do season 2, maybe 3 if it's still
do whatever
good
they want in
between there to do whatever they want because there's nothing.
The other thing too, and I fucking blame Pedro Pascal for this. Yeah, the Contagia was spread by spores, airborne spores, and because Pedro Pascal won't wear a fucking mask, yeah, they've had to change that. That grates on me because it's like I wear a mask in The Mandalorian. You are fucking paid to wear a mask, you bellend. Yeah, you read the character, you took the character's part. That's part of the character. You wear the mask, yeah, and then it's like he didn't want to do it in The Last of Us Part 2. You have to defend yourself from the spores, but no. Now they've got fucking tarantula bloody things come out of their mouths.
Yeah, I read this.
It's fucking dangerous without it being airborne.
He's not a particularly easy actor to work with, and I don't think he's all that particularly good actually. But there we go.
He's what do you call it? He's flavour of the week in Hollywood.
Yeah, because of some of his politics. But there we go.
I think he did okay in Game of Thrones, and I was rooting for him to beat the Mountain. But it
didn't last very
long. It's never going to happen.
Ever since he was going to be an absolute bellend, I keep rewatching that scene where he gouges his eyes out, crushes his skull. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I fucking love that bit.
That's your most watched bit.
Yeah, it's nice. It's the fact that they clipped it out for me to watch on YouTube. Really appreciate that.
I can't believe that
I feel potentially the casting of Bella. I'm not on with that.
No, I'll be honest with you. The girl that they had in the first season, the first episode, playing his daughter, would have made a better choice.
Yeah,
I think she would have made a much better character for it to happen with. I really do. She was much. She came across really well, given the fact that she had to do the.
She had to do death scene.
I have to admit I haven't really watched a lot of TV recently, so I haven't watched Last of Us. I've just downloaded the Arc to watch that because people were banging on about it. So I thought, right, I'll give that a go. I'm glad that we're not talking about this week because I haven't watched it yet. I just started.
What was it? I haven't seen that. I watched one called Lockwood and Co.
Is that any good?
Yes, it is good. I enjoyed it. It's a YA though. So as long as you can accept that part of it, it's fine. But it's. I look at the guy who plays Lockwood. It's like when he grows up, he can play Doctor Who. He's a good actor, and it feels like old 2010 BBC, which I miss.
Okay.
Also, good news: Luther movie coming to Netflix.
I know. You've seen who's playing the bad guy. Have you seen who's playing the bad guy?
Who's playing the bad guy?
Andy Serkis. Seriously, there's a trailer. There's a fucking trailer for it, and it looks awesome. I'm going, oh, So yeah, coming to Netflix March 8th, 18th, something like that, in March.
Yeah. The other thing too, just to note, season 3 of Picard is supposed to be good.
Well, you see now, Robert Bryan Dennett has actually kind of said, I hated the first 2 seasons. They were really shit. This is kind of good. I've heard other people have seen the first 2 episodes and said it's not without fault.
Dave Cullen, who hates the first 2 seasons, watched it and he went, yeah, this is good. I actually enjoyed it. And I know that Robert Meyer Burnett turned around. I think he said he got the first 6 and he's rewatched them about 3 or 4 times.
When I watched quite a long interview with him, and I think he's right. When they made Picard season 3, all the people that have been involved in making it shit, like Akiva Goldsman and Cruxman, right, were off doing their own shit. So they left this guy on his own, and this guy genuinely loves Star Trek, and he's made Star Trek. So I was like, I'm going, oh shit, I might actually be looking forward to this now. Oh, that's new feeling. I'm kind of trying to be cautious because I don't want to, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Given because the other thing too is if the guy's willing to show you the first 6 episodes ahead, then he has faith in what he's done.
Well, Robert Bryan has seen the whole thing somehow. He won't tell people how he has, but he's seen the entire run, and he says it's brilliant. He says there's characters that turn up that you wouldn't expect. I know that one of them is going to be Kira. I'm going to say that. I know that I'm probably going to wear you a T-shirt that isn't going to be Ben Sisko, but he has recently come out the fucking woodwork again. There was a picture not that long ago of them. The only problem with the picture was that they had bloody Berman in there. She's not a fucking Star Trek captain. Stop trying to make her happen. But it was a good picture apart from her. It could be quite good, Gareth. What are we going to do? It's going to be, if it's just quite good, what are we going to do? There's
Biffa, there's a thing about hitting a dead horse and it starts twitching so it looks like it's alive. Someone's really banging this dead horse just for one last twitch of life. So you wanted to talk about limited run games. So I brought limited run games up when I was trying to get the screen ready and I forgot it was on auto share. So you were talking about limited run games. So I can't remember what you said now. Something Monkey Island.
Yeah. So previously, a year ago or so, I bought a anthology of Monkey Island games. It's a big package with figurines. It's the typical stuff that you would get from limited run games. Thanks on Babster told me about it. Now, as you can see here, you've got Return to Monkey Island, which came out very recently, and so because of that, there's an upgrade kit which you can buy, which adds a new sleeve, gives you the game and extra bits that you can do. But then I noticed while I was on here that I'd missed out on a special edition of Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, which unfortunately they've closed orders on, and it looked really quite good. Yeah, that's them.
I think it's the most expensive one.
Yeah, I mean that's both of them. I think that's both of them, but unfortunately they don't give much detail on that one. But you get a load of stuff.
Oh wow!
So
that looks good.
That would have been quite nice, and I didn't know that was even available at the time. See, you can see it was available in August through to October, and because it's a limited run, so they're not going to do any more. So I'm gutted I missed out on that because, as you know, that's one of my favourite games, and I would have bought both.
It's
coincidentally, that also got me thinking about what I have bought the Monkey Island thing. I paid $200 for it. So what's that? 160 quid. I'm looking on eBay and it's being sold at the moment for over £700.
The one that you've got.
The one I've got. So I've invested in buying the sleeve with the additional game and the additional bits that go with it. So
is that same from?
For me though, I'm not selling it.
I always find this. I always find this weird because when it comes to the I have like mild OCD. Yeah. So if you would say, "Oh, buy the," fuck off, Keith. If you were to say buy the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic one, yeah, the collector's edition, I'd buy that, yeah. Then I'd feel compelled to buy Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Yeah.
So
it
turns from buying for $180 to about $500 by the time I'm finished. And it was like we went to that. What was the name of that place we went to where they had Vintage Gamer?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Vintage Gamer in the Black Country.
Yeah.
I'm not talking Harlem.
Birmingham.
Birmingham. Not as exciting.
Birmingham.
And
order of the Peaky Blinders.
Oh, fuck me. He took me in there, and part of me is like, kind of, oh, I could just get this. But the problem is I would get this, and my brain would go, right, buy yourself my brain would go like this, buy yourself a Super Nintendo. Okay. Buy yourself a nice display kit. Okay.
Yeah.
Buy yourself the controllers to go with it. Okay.
Yep.
Then buy what you believe the top 20 games are. Okay. And in my head, I'd spent £1,000. I'd spent £1,000 before I fucking got anywhere. And I'm like, oh, this is like offering someone who's what do you call it? Addicted to heroin, cocaine.
Yeah. And that was just like, in the Sega section.
This is the better quality stuff. Yeah. Oh, dude, I would Sega's bits. I did the same again, but with a Mega Drive. The funny thing is, I pretty much buy the legacy systems with the exception of the Master System. Sorry, because the Master System.
I know exactly because when I was in there and I was sitting there going, "Oh my god," like I could sit there and I sat there and I said, "So I want to see behind the pop." You had the pop Funko Pops in front of a shelf, and I was like, "I want to see behind what's in there. Maybe I'll be going." And I did restrict myself to just 2. I said, right, no, I want to find these 2 games. And they one of the actual staff had them for sale personally. So I went, yeah, cool. And I restricted myself to that. But I could very much do the same.
Can I ask you a question? Is this Limited Games like an American company where you buy like limited edition versions? Do you have to pay like import tax when it turns up?
Yeah, they do. They tell you how much that is in the price when you get to the summary. There is a bit extra if you're in UK.
I think I've got it. I think at the moment I've got it set to Yankee Doodle Dandyland.
Yeah, once you've got to log in and you set your address, it then says how much it's going to cost to import because they are slightly pricey, and they do tells you including within your price how much you would pay.
I like the remakes of Sam and Max, the ones in 3D.
Yeah. And you get these little extra bits.
I miss the days that you used to go into a game shop and they had those massive, unnecessarily large PC boxes. Do you remember that?
Yeah, about an inch thick.
If you remember that, we had to put it on the thing. I do miss those days, and it's like I've got my S series up here, my Xbox X series.
Yeah,
and I thought I'd try digital to see what I've done digital. I bought a load of digital games. Yeah, Microsoft, because I use the Microsoft facilities, I get like loyalty points. Yeah, so where I use Bing and I do the challenges on the rewards thing, and I've got some Azure stuff going too. I get about 2,000, about 3,000 points each month. So every 2 months I've got like. So every 3 months I've got like a tenner to spend, yeah, which is nice, you know, a tenner out of nowhere. So I've been using that to buy like digital games. I'm now really, really missing physical games. I really am missing physical games.
I'm the same.
It's one of those things. I thought I'd try it to see what it was like. Admittedly, space-wise, it's fantastic. I have one box and a controller, and that's all the space that gets taken up. Otherwise, I used to like having on my shelf the games all lined up. I miss that dreadfully.
I know exactly what you mean, mate. Because although I got the Xbox X, with the drive, I still haven't bought any games physically. I haven't bought any physical games for that console. because I just sit there and go, oh, well, Game Pass, I'll just download it. And I play it on there. I use the drive for the games that I had on my Xbox original, and I'll play them on that. And that's where I use the drive for. The only physical games I've bought recently are for the PS5.
I'm
And
thinking
I
of.
like it. I like the physical games.
I bought the disc drive, although all the games I've got on there are digital at the moment. I am thinking about trying to get some 4K Blu-rays. There's a couple of things I quite like.
Oh,
In 4K.
do it. I bought. I think the first one I bought was John Carpenter's The Thing, and the print, the quality. Oh my god, the quality on that is fantastic.
There is a 4K Blu-ray release of Spider-Man 3, the extra, the director's cut or whatever they're calling it, and I recently watched that on Netflix, and it makes it an even better fucking film. So I'm buying that because I watched it again recently. I went, this is one of my favorite films of all time. Every time I watch it, I just go, I love this film. I love this film.
Is that a Tobey Maguire one, or am I?
No, it is Tobey Maguire's, isn't it? It's the last one. It's Andrew Garfield.
Right.
I love that film. It's damn near perfect. It's damn near perfect. For me, it's damn near perfect. It's kind of not quite, but near enough Back to the Future levels of perfect.
The multiverse of madness?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. But there's a director's cut version because they re-released the film with like 15 or 20 minutes of extra footage in the cinema, and it's on Netflix right now. Because of the Sony deal that they have with Netflix. That's why it's not on Disney Plus. Fuck you, Disney. I'm going to get the Blu-ray of that.
I do recommend buying those 4K Blu-rays because you can see a difference in the bit rate from a 4K Blu-ray than streaming 4K.
I'm tempted because they've also released the extended edition Lord of the Rings on that, so I'm tempted to get those.
The other thing too is, even though I don't like the film, was it Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness in 4K on Disney Plus is the best streaming 4K I've seen. The problem is the film. That's the problem. Image quality, magnifique.
Because I can't see it in 4K because of Disney's shit streaming deals. They still don't have, although it's branded as Disney Plus, it's still the Indian company Hotstar, and so they haven't released a smart TV app. So I still have to stream it from my phone, and that limits it to 1080p, which is really
Can't you stream it from your desktop?
Even your laptop? Same. They've limited it to 1080p because I recently watched Wakanda Forever. Because I needed to, yeah.
No, we watched that last weekend, and as a family, every single one of us didn't like it.
What do you call it? Your children turn around and goes, Dad, why have you forsaken us?
The kids wanted to watch it. I was like, okay, well, my eldest had already seen it, and he didn't want to watch it again. He's like, no, I watched it in the cinema. I didn't want to watch it again. So the rest of us watched it. And that was a sign to me that it might not be very good because he'd already seen it and he didn't want to watch it again.
Oh, it was dreadful.
He said, I'm not going to watch it again. I'm going to go do homework. And if a child is saying they don't want to watch a film again, they'd rather do homework. There's something wrong.
They are now beginning to say though that Marvel are in trouble. That it is now coming out just how badly their Phase 4 films have done. So I think Ant-Man is now being brand sort of said Phase 5. I am going to go and watch that next week. I think it's going to be shit, but
have you downloaded?
I think it's going to be. It was all right.
That's what I'm hoping.
Shit.
I'm hoping
it'll be all right.
On the Disney Plus thing, Keith, there's Disney Plus app on the PS5.
Yes,
you're not
but again,
just sign into that.
No, because Disney Plus is not Disney Plus here. This is the thing, right? It looks like Disney Plus, but it's actually branded as Hotstar because all of the Disney did a deal here, and they haven't been able to claw that back. Go on.
Do you have to put a VPN on your router?
Yes, but then I'd have to open up another Disney Plus account because I'm already paying for it here.
Can't you find someone say below who you share Netflix account with that he might share his password and reciprocate? I don't know. It's got a silver microphone. I'm
do
not
4K
suggesting you do
streaming on
anything bad.
Do they do 4K streaming? Yeah, that's a point. Yeah, my Netflix account. Nige!
Do you know what? They're
Let
doing
me have
stuff
actually-
on that, aren't they, regarding passwords? And if you're not
They
in
They
the
haven't
did,
same
done-
and
they
they
haven't-
rescinded it.
They haven't
They
emailed me
rescinded it
yet.
recently.
They tried to say the UK government tried to say it was illegal, and it's absolute bullshit. The UK government tried to come out and say it was illegal. And Netflix had basically lobbied a load of UK politicians because they're not corrupt, and to say it was illegal.
Shut up,
And
we've
then,
got...
yeah, I'm joking, by the way.
Oh my god, our fucking prime minister is someone from bloody, what is it, the In-Betweeners?
Yeah.
He's Simon
yeah,
from the In-Betweeners.
I-
What the
I
fuck's
know,
going
I
on
know.
there? There's a
He's
crazy old
so-
man in charge of the DOS, and we've got Simon from the In-Betweeners.
It's the social
Please
media
Google
videos are unbelievable. But they've quietly taken that away, Nigel. I haven't had any emails because my dad uses it, you use it, my wife uses it, but that's in the same household.
Yeah.
Although I'm thinking about rescinding my wife's use of it. She keeps learning new English to give me shit. It's like when you're giving me shit in Thai, I can just turn off. When you give me shit in English, I have to pretend I'm listening.
Oh dear.
It's more difficult to not listen.
least
Especially
you
when she
can
goes,
go, "Oh,
if
sorry,
you
I
do
don't
that
understand."
again, darling, I dump you. What? Where did you learn that English? I watch you.
All right,
So
Oh no,
Let's-
she's watching you.
let's wrap this bastard up and put a bow on it. So
I-
we're all enjoying Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, I want to summarize by saying I'm enjoying the game, and I'm getting Ghost of Tsushima vibes on the way it plays. There are niggles with the quick movement around the map because I just want to be instant, and also have a better way of selecting where I want to go, nearest point to where I want to be. Other than that, I'm really enjoying it.
I love my PS5. I think the controllers are much nicer feeling than the PS4. I like the game more now that I've got a broom. I am seriously thinking about getting that Edge controller because I kind of like the idea of these triggers on the back.
What?
Mhm.
Keith, get Astro's
Yeah.
Playroom. Download it for
I've
free.
got it. I've got it. It's already there.
Use it.
Absolutely, you'll feel
You'll
everything
have that
through the
controller
controller.
works. It's fucking gorgeous methods that you not too aware of.
Okay.
Just get it
Um,
downloaded, play it. It's a nice little game.
It's on there. It's already on there. It was installed, pre-installed.
I
Just
just like
play
point
it,
out that-
you'll see.
I just like to point out I'm enjoying Hogwarts. I think it's a very light RPG. Yeah, I think it's a light RPG. I think it's put to take a broad appeal. It's good. It's full of bloody woke politics, but it's good. So you can look past that and get on with.
But
playing
that
the game
takes
and
me out of the
enjoying
game. It keeps taking me out of the game, and that annoys me. So I skip
It's
through the
not-
story. I mean, the free brooms thing really. First I thought it was a problem with the game, and that bothered me. I mean,
if you let
Just
stuff like
move
that,
on.
you just
There's more important stuff. You got to save the world.
I'm thinking
it's
that's
fine.
the way it's going.
I miss physical media, and I'm glad I bought it on disc. I'm so glad I bought it on disc because it feels so nice. You open it up, you get that smell. I had to then take photos of all the bloody things so I could copy the codes rather than type them in manually. I hate that.
I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to see if there is like that deluxe version of. Although I've pre-ordered it, I can cancel that. If I can get like the physical fucking deluxe edition of Survivor as a physical thing, I will get that because Fallen Order for me was the best Disney Star Wars story told. It's just the story to that game is amazing, and I can't wait for things. So I agree with you, Gareth, that if I can get it as a physical thing, but I'd get the nice deluxe version. I wouldn't just buy the box. I need some meat to it, if that makes sense.
It's one
but
of
I agree
those
with
things.
you. I'm glad that you guys said get the disc version of it, and I've held out for it. I could have got the digital version a couple of months ago because they had come down in value, but I held out for this. And I got a fucking awesome deal. So
it's
I'm very
absolutely worthwhile because you can also get PS4 games. Some of them, upgrade for free to PS5 version.
No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah, but that was a bit of a fiddly fucking thing because I changed my account so that I could buy digital versions in this country, partly so I get them cheaper. And because I'd done that, And because No Man's Sky was originally registered to my other account, it doesn't give you the free upgrade. So I had to log in on my original account. Then it gives you the option for the free upgrade. Once I figured that out, it's fine. I've got No Man's Sky looks pretty fucking good. In
No Man's Sky.
version.
No Man's Sky. I've been playing it recently with Carl, and if you're online, I'll have to give you his friend's code because he's been playing that. And I got like a solar sail ship, and I'm halfway to get an organic ship too. And it's that game just that's one of those games
to go and get.
fucked up.
I know that I'm hoping.
Itself.
I was hoping that we could get back to doing some online gaming again now that I've joined the modern world. So I was tempted to go and get a Pulse headset just so I could play.
I would say my only gripe with when you upgrade from PS4 version and you got the PS4 disc to the PS5 version, like I did with Ghost of Tsushima, is that you get a second icon and you got to have the disc in. So you get two icons and it will always. It doesn't install
because you can delete the PS4 version and keep the PS5 version with the disc running.
Yeah.
Well, I did for one of mine. I can't remember.
I deleted the version.
I've launched it without the disc in there. It
tells me that I need to keep my my disc in for Ghost of Tsushima anyway. But anyway,
I'll check that. I'll confirm that afterwards.
Well, on that note,
two icons.
Thank you for joining this gaming version of thingy, or what I like lovingly refer to. Keith finally got a PS5. Yes, Keith finally got a PS5. Can I just go look at him?
He's stroking his controller, people.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
For those of you listening on the podcast, he is stroking.
He's stroking the controller. I've had to turn off his stream so we can't see what he's doing with said controller.
He's put it somewhere where we don't want to see.
And on that note, thank you very much. And we'll catch you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.